Hello everyone, Tim here, and today we're going to have an old-fashioned Dimetrodon showdown. We're going to see if the recently released Schleich Dimetrodon, or any of the other figures, can unseat the reigning Dimetrodon champion from Papo. Since Schleich recently released a new version of their Dimetrodon, we thought it would be a good idea to take a look at all of the Dimetrodons currently available to see if there is a figure that rises above the rest in terms of quality and detail, or to see if there is one that is a better relative value, one that may be a more viable option for your budget. So today we are going to quickly review each of the Dimetrodons currently available from Papo, Schleich, Safari Ltd, and CollectA. We're going to point out the main differences, give you sizing information, and also give you some sense of market pricing to provide you the information you need to determine which is the best figure for your needs and budget. As a reminder, all of these figures are currently available on Happy Hen Toys. The link is below. And on another note, as we go through these figures, we are going to review them from highest price to lowest price using the manufacturer's MSRP, which is a good comparison as to the relative value of the dinosaur and is not necessarily the price that you would find them at in the marketplace. So let's get started. First up is the Papo 55033. This figure has a length of 6.5 inches and a sail height of 3.2 inches. So with that sail height, it actually has the lowest sail height of any figure that we are going to look at today. As with many of the Papo figures, it has a articulated jaw, and Papo did a great job on this head sculpt and jaw. Very nice tongue, and all in all, just a quality that you would expect from Papo in this figure. What I really like about this one also is when you close the mouth, how the teeth interlock over the top, making it look fierce whether it's open-jawed or closed-jawed. As we go down the figure, beautiful paint job, especially on the sail and the body. And it has a great S shape, giving it the look of motion even when it is just sitting still on the desk. This figure has an MSRP of $22, so it is the most expensive figure on the market that we are going to look at today. Next up is the CollectA 88820. This figure has a length of 7.5 inches and a height of 4.5 inches. So this figure is the longest and the tallest of the figures that we are going to look at today. It does feature an articulated jaw. And while it doesn't quite have the level of detail as the Papo, it is still a nice enough jaw, and the teeth are adequate. And the red eye is a unique feature that you find on this version. I really do like the sail on this figure. I like the spines. I like the battle damage hole in the middle, where I think this one may fall a little bit short for some people is just in this color scheme. It kind of looks like it just got off the army base. But all in all, a very nice figure. This has an MSRP of $15, so it is quite a bit cheaper than the Papo figure, even though it is larger and does feature an articulated jaw. Next up is the Schleich 15011. This is a new release in 2019 from earlier in the year. Clearly what jumps out is the bright green color in this figure. It has a length of 6.5 inches and a height of 3.5 inches, so it actually is the shortest lengthwise of the figures we are going to look at today. It does feature an articulated jaw. They went all green, even on the inside of the mouth, while it does have a red tongue. The fleshy folds, which you would expect to be at least pink, are green, as is this entire figure. The MSRP on this is $13. As I said, this is a new figure this year. And so it is quite a bit cheaper than the Papo figure, and it is the closest in size, so very similar in size to the Papo figure. Next up is the Schleich 14569. This is the exact same figure as the one we just looked at, the 15011. The only difference is this is the original version in the brown color scheme. This is actually a retired figure, so there are very few of these remaining out on the market. But if you ask me, I think they did a better job on this original figure in terms of the color scheme, exact same shape, but I find this color scheme to be a little more realistic, and I feel that there's more detailing. If you look at the lines here on the snout as compared to the new lines, you can see that they stand out quite a bit more on the old figure. So while this is a retired figure, I do think I like this figure just a little bit better than the new figure that they just released. And next up is the Safari Ltd 350729. This figure has a length of 7 inches and a height of 4 1/4 inches. So this is the second longest and the second tallest figure that we looked at today behind the CollectA figure. This has an MSRP of only $10, however. So this is the least expensive option for you. It does not have an articulated jaw. Its teeth are not quite as well formed as we've seen on some of the other models. But all in all, given its low price, it is a decent figure, and I'm not opposed to you owning this if budget is one of your concerns. Would like to point out, you see that there's a little paint defect on this model, and so this is not a model that we would ever ship from Happy Hen Toys. We do our best to inspect all the figures before we ship them, and anything with a damage like this is not going to make it out the door. So this is actually a reject, but we certainly can use it for our demonstration purposes today. So where does that get us? On the screen now is a summary chart of what we talked about today. To highlight, Papo has a great figure and will probably earn the title of Best Detail overall, but for once it's not a runaway victory for the Papo figure, as some of the others are close in their level of detail. When cost is factored in, you might find that a non-Papo figure better meets your needs at a lower cost, especially considering that the Papo figure is actually the smallest and most expensive of the figures we looked at today. The CollectA figure is the largest figure of the 5. We like that figure, the overall bigger size, the sail, the spines, but we are lukewarm on that overall color scheme, but it still is a viable choice. Generally, we like both versions of Schleich's Dimetrodons, with a slight preference for the retired brown version. But as that original version is retired and limited to stock on hand, if you like that figure, you should get it sooner rather than later. Lastly, the Safari Ltd figure is the lowest price figure on the market. It is the second biggest in size, however, but it also is the only figure that does not have an articulated jaw. So in a nutshell, I'm going to call this one a draw. The best figure in this species is really whichever figure you like best. The relative quality per price ratios are pretty equal on all of these, so go with whichever figure you like. So if you like what you saw today, please give us a thumbs up. If you disagree with any of our conclusions or want to recommend which species we should do next in our video, please leave a comment below. And if you want to see more of these comparison videos, please subscribe and ring the bell, as while this is one of our first videos, we are planning to make more and they will be coming shortly. Lastly, please remember all these figures are available on Happy Hen Toys, which is one of the largest distributors of dinosaur figures in the US. Thanks for watching.